Hi everybody, this is Sarah from Serenity. And I don't know about you, but I need some positive, happy news. Yeah? Maybe you feel the same. So I thought we would do a short series of weekly energy forecasts. Positive things we can do, positive lessons that are approaching, and things that will just generally maybe help us cope with what's going on and also see some of the rainbows in these stormy skies that we're facing. So this video will cover April the 12th through the 18th, 2020, the general energy forecast based on soul coaching cards and a little bit of intuitive astrology and a little bit of just, connecting with spirit, which I used to do a long time ago, years ago, it seems like, on Snapchat. And and maybe that's where you found me, was on Snapchat. In the chaotic times that we're currently living in, obviously this will probably not resonate with everyone, and that's okay if it doesn't resonate with you. Just pass it on by, and I hope you do find what you're looking for. So looking ahead at the positive energy ahead for this week in March, and let me just say one thing. No matter where you are in the world, you're not alone. Most of the world is going through this very trying time right now. So it's really important to remember, even though you may be self-isolating and in quarantine, you're not alone. You can reach out to people online, you can make phone calls, you can connect with other people, and you can leave me a comment here too, and we can connect as well. Plus, we're building a community of like-minded people as well. There are a lot of wonderful people who watch these videos and subscribe, so I'm really blessed too. If you're feeling lonely, it's okay. Remember, though, this too shall pass. And also, it's okay to be feeling what you're feeling. It's okay to be overwhelmed and frightened right now. It's okay to be stressed out and uncertain of the future. It's okay. There is something that happens in the spiritual community that we call spiritual bypassing, where people tend to think to be spiritual, you always have to be upbeat and positive and good vibes only and happy all the time. But in reality, that is not being authentic. We're here having a human experience on this planet. Not everything is always going to work out. Not everything is always sunshine and roses. Things happen, and to be authentic and mindful in the moment, we have to be present and we have to experience them, and we have to know that our feelings are valid. It's okay that you're feeling overwhelmed. It's okay that you may be worried about your family or your livelihood. It doesn't mean that you're not spiritual. It doesn't mean that you need to work harder to just be cheerful. No, that's not what it means. It means that you are here having this experience for a reason. Now, that being said, we don't want to focus on the negative and bring more in, but we do need to sit with our own feelings, and we do need to allow space for them. And we sit with this energy by journaling, by meditating on it, by talking to people we can trust, by reaching out and vocalizing our feelings and giving space to them. And then they don't pop out unexpectedly, maybe by us being short or us being maybe unkind to the people around us, because that's not what we want. But that's what happens very often when we deny our own feelings. So that's another reason it's important. If you're trying to take care of other people, you owe it to them as well as to yourself to make time for this energy. If you want to know more about that or want to know about techniques, you can send me an email here and we can talk more about it, okay? All right, on to the card pull. And the first card is commitment. So obviously, when we see this card, a lot of people think, of course, about relationships, about marriage, about partnerships, about being in a committed relationship. But that's not all this card means. It also means making a personal commitment, making a commitment to yourself to maybe continue your exercise routine or clean out the closet even. So commitment is a really loaded word, isn't it? It's something that we actually kind of shy away from. It's kind of heavy, but it's not. Making a commitment should be done from a point of joy, of happiness. So when this card comes up in a card reading or a card pull, it generally means it's time. It's time to make a commitment. It's time to give your word. It's time to do those things you know you should do and commit to them fully, 100%. Basically, making a commitment is taking a stand. It is declaring yourself for something. It is declaring that your word is a contract, in that yes, you will exercise, or yes, you will give up sugar, or you will work harder on learning Spanish, let's say. It's those types of things that this card generally represents, and that this can be a time of great growth by maybe looking at some of the things that interested you in the past. For instance, learning Spanish, let's say, or learning classical guitar. Now is a good time to make a commitment and really move forward on that. Something that brought happiness and joy into your life, celebrate it by committing to doing more of it. And it's one of those things I ask people all the time on the Reiki table, so what do you do for fun? What do you do for relaxation? And so often, most people don't really have much. They may have one or two things, but then when we start talking about it, it may be something they do for their partner or for their children, or something that's work related. So it's really not 100% fun. So yeah, this is a great time to maybe sit with that too, and remember what you like to do maybe as a child, and make a commitment to doing more of that, whether that is drawing, whether that is music, whether that is crafting something, and go back and revisit that and make a commitment to yourself that you will continue working on this at least for the next, say, 30 days, right? Because ultimately the things that enrich our life, like these types of things like gardening or reading or learning a new skill, they help us calm down, they help with anxiety, and they generally enrich our life. So why don't we do more of them? So this week's going to be a great time to really revisit things you did from childhood, or maybe some things you've always wanted to do like that. There's tons of free classes online. There are thousands and thousands of wonderful videos here on YouTube for learning all kind of new skills. So it's not something where you have to spend a lot of money either. So definitely, I think this is going to be a really positive week when we look at those types of commitments. So let's draw the second card. And working with commitment is essence. So essence is one of those really interesting words too. What is the heart of the matter? What is your essence? What is the simplest part of the equation, the core of it, the essence of it? What is the core of your routine that you can commit to that will make you happy, will make you productive, and will help you grow? It really looks like this is going to be a week of growth and coming to terms with maybe the fact that we've lost our joy, we've lost the things that really motivated us. In making a commitment to work on having fun, let's say, or learning classical guitar, we need to get to the essence also of why we wanted to do it. Do you remember? Do you remember why you wanted to learn guitar, or learn to speak Spanish, or learn to model with clay, or whatever it may be? Once we understand the essence of it too, it becomes more important, and it's easier for us to make the commitment and follow through on it when we know why we're doing something. So maybe sit with that this week and really remember why you wanted to do these things. And then make yourself a priority and do something for fun this week. Make a commitment to that. Okay, one more card. Ah, nice, nice. Flow. When we focus on something and we give it 100% of our intention, it's really easy to get into the flow. And when we're in the flow, it's really easy to manifest. We attract what we want to us almost with no effort. So it's all about being in the flow. But how do we get in the flow? Well, guess what? One of the easiest ways to get in the flow is by doing something we love. So we're back to the first card, right? We're back to making a commitment to doing something positive that we love for ourselves. When we shift to that, as opposed to, say, worry or fear, when we get totally focused on learning classical guitar, then we are in the flow. And then from there, it is much easier to attract more good things into our life. So this is going to be a really good week for that, for taking care of yourself, for making a commitment to yourself to doing things that you like, which will in turn put you in the flow for better things to come. So it's going to be a really positive week, even though the media is going to really highlight a lot of negative events this week. It's still okay for you to take care of you. As a matter of fact, it's your responsibility to take care of you this week. Take a break from the news, take a break from everything, and spend some time working on you. Connect with things. So don't be so hard on yourself if you have trouble, say, sitting down with the guitar to learn. And don't give up though. Just continue on. Make a commitment that you will practice 10 minutes a day, for example, every day this week. And 10 minutes is nothing. You can do it, right? And then as it becomes more a habit and you get to the essence of it as to why you want to learn the guitar, whatever it may be, it will be easier to get into the flow. And when we're in the flow of energy, things just happen. It's so easy. It's almost like without trying, we're able to connect to something bigger. The flow of energy, the Tao, the force, if you will. It helps us find peace. It helps us to relax as well. So it's really great to be in the flow, but it's not something that we can always achieve under the best circumstances. So if you have problems, like I say, with your focus or attention this week, trying to make a commitment to these new skills or these new adventures, then don't be hard on yourself. That's another big lesson for this month, is to be gentle and kinder to yourself, okay? I hope you enjoyed this little mini reading for this week. It's going to be another week of weeks, but we're going to make it. We're going to make it through. So if there is something that you are going to make a commitment to this week, such as guitar or learning Spanish, let me know. Leave it down below in the comment section. I personally have committed to painting every day, or coloring, or doing something with my art every day. That's why if you look closely at my hands, you will see that there are paint on my nails. It's not fingernail polish, it's actual paint. It is making me happy, and it is something that for some reason I didn't want to commit to doing because I was too busy working and doing other things. But now that I'm taking the time to do it, I feel so much better. And I think you will feel the same if you make an actual commitment to doing something like that. Something fun for yourself, whether it is learning to play guitar, learning to speak Spanish, or how to bake bread, or even learning how to sew. Whatever it may be. If you are doing something like that, leave it below in the comments and we can discuss it, okay? Thank you once again for tuning in and being a part of the Serenity family. I really appreciate it, and I really appreciate the love and the wonderful energy. You guys rock. Have a good week, and I'll speak to you soon. Reiki blessings. Bye-bye.